play action. Darnold. And he turned it over the middle. Well, they'll get 15, but that won't be nearly enough. It's fourth down. Here's Lachlan Edwards now as he's on to punt for New York. And he uncorks a beauty. Best of the day. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play
with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Try what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down. And
he'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. Brandon Copeland. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. We'll come back to MetLife Stadium after this short timeout. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Cousins. Now they go screen. It's complete. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on 3rd. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 30 down. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Black. We're going. Let's go.
First down. Here's Cousins. It fights him off. That's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set him back for 2nd down.
Let's go. Go ahead. Black.
Cousins now on 2nd down. His throw incomplete.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, helped force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 16.
We're going. Let's go. Two.
Throwing. Cousins lets it fly for Thielen. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 5. Then he'll take it all the way up near the 30-yard line.
Well, Brandon, there's no question who they're going to look to on 3rd and long, but you can bet this defense knows that as well, so they've got him blanketed downfield. And this ball winds up being intercepted.
30 seconds remain in this first half as they come up here 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Darnold. A little dump off for Crowell. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice gain. And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. As the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. They'll fake the handoff. Now Darnold steps away. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Detroit!
It's a lot of contact going on there. And in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. Darnold will throw it on 3rd and 1. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. Here's Lachlan Edwards now. He's been terrific so far. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And now out comes Minnesota. And you got to think, if this is anything other than just taking a knee, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, they've got enough to talk about at the half. Why do anything else? Just get out of there.
Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10.
Yellow, 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 yellow.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Going deep for Diggs. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 22. And he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action. So that PI call will give him one more play.
And it'll be an untimed play as well. Now the half will end after this one, unless there's another defensive penalty.
So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. From the right hash, this from an even 40 yards out. And it is good. Oh, that one looked to be in trouble the whole way, but it does get over the bar. So we hit halftime with our visitors, the Vikings, taking the lead to the locker room. As we'll send you down to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. Give them 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give them a first down. Cousins now 8 of 17 so far, under 50%. It's Murray. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Second down, Cousins. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and that's going to lead to a third down. Cousins now. He rifles one that's intercepted. Darren Lee picks it, and they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory. First down, it's Darnold. And incomplete on the deep ball. Robbie Anderson, the man he was looking for. And that'll bring up second down. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense, they spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
That one goes for 24 yards. This quarterback now just 8 of 16 thus far, 50%, but it's 1st and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Darnold from the gun. Forced out to his left. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Sheldon Richardson able to get in there and drop him behind the line.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Here's Darnold now on 2nd down. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete. Trey Waynes, the Michigan State man, right there in coverage. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that. And thus far, they've been successful.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
And Myers able to knock it through. And that will cut the lead back down to 3 at 13-10. So a decent drive there to start the 3rd quarter. They only salvaged 3 out of it, but they inch a bit closer.
Yeah, but still lots of time to go in this one. That's why you hear that clapping on the sidelines, right? Hey, got some points. As you said, inching their way back in. Time left to go out and get that victory.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Yellow, yellow, yellow. Black, black. Move, move. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Gun.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he'll find Thielen on the right side. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a 1st down. 1st down, here's the run with Cook. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Working out of the gun, Cousins. And Rudolph has it left side. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Cousins to his tight end, Rudolph, for a Viking 1st down. Cousins now 5 straight completions here in this 2nd half. 1st and 10.
Black, black. Move, move. Two.
From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Room to run inside the 40. The left side caught by Diggs. And finally down at the 36-yard line. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
To throw, Cousins. Incomplete, right side, the tight end, Rudolph. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Hey, we're good, we're good.
Cousins on 3rd and 2. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get him to 4th down. He's lucky to be getting that one back.
After what they've done with him all day long, with all the targets trying to go after him, he's obviously gotten smart, and his pride has kicked in. Made a terrific play.
Well, close game, second half. You obviously hate to leave 3 out on the field.
Especially in a game like this when you know points are hard to come by. That was one of their best opportunities so far, and they come away with nothing.
Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. On 1st and 10, Darnold going for the deep ball. So they took a shot on 1st down, but couldn't connect.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to field, but that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. On 2nd and 10, Darnold. He hits Julian Curse, and he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Darnold down to throw. Flush to his right. Wide open receiver complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A very solid gain of 27.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
Back to throw, Darnold. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Here's a give to Crowell. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. Darnold on 3rd down. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively, but instead it just brings up 4th down. And Myers able to knock it through, and that's going to tie us at 13. So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points. It will give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. Now they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. So they go out of the gun, try to delay it on the draw, but nothing there.
Yeah, good play by the defense there. They snipped it out and made sure there were no gaps for him to run. If you're the offense, though, you have to think to yourself, maybe I go play action down the road.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And he finds Cook. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Cousins. And he fires Here's one incomplete. Dalvin Cook is running back, the intended target, and that'll bring up second down.
Sometimes the coverage is so good, no matter what you're doing on offense, you just can't shake anyone free. They try their best to find someone open, but they took away every passing alley, every angle, and shut the play down.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he stopped immediately there. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a third down.
Being strong up the middle is imperative. I don't care what your sport, but in football, when you've got a D tackle who can contribute not only to occupying bodies, but also making plays on the ball carrier, that's when you have the cornerstone of a solid run defense.
On third down, Cousins. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. The 13 yards that time and a first.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a first down.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. On first down, Murray. He winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Back to the ground, this time Cook. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. And the trend continues here in the fourth like it was in the first, second, and third. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
Cousins to throw it. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. A field goal could get them the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on first and goal. They'll run with Cook. Give him 3 on the gain there. Second and goal.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
He's going to get it running right. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's third and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on third, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that second down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
And he'll get him a bit in the yard line. Only a yard that time, so now a decision to be made here on fourth and goal. And Bailey able to knock it through. And that will break our tie and give them a 3-point lead. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
And now out come the Jets. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But also have to remember, they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Give him 30 yards there. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. They go play action here on first down. Escaping the pressure right. Looking to hit Matthews, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Mike Hughes. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. Matthews, the intended target.
I think that interception happened for two reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open, otherwise just don't do it.
Murray, and now running right through it. He'll take this from the 40 up to the 45 for a gain of 5. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Avery Williamson there to make the stop.
And this is an absolutely big third down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Has to. You said big third down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. From the gun, here's Cousins. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Avery Williamson. And they will finally stop him, but a great return. Gets that football all the way down to the 16-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter. Turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's Darnold. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Everson Griffin in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has. But in his defense, he hadn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense. I got it.
You see what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure. Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete. Well, these corners, I tell you, they've done excellent work all game long.
They remind me of guys in the past who just said, hey, throw it out here 100 times. Nothing good is going to happen. And if you throw it in the wrong place, I'll take it the other way.
Well, we knew this had the potential to be a tight game, but with less than 3 minutes to play, couldn't be any tighter. We're all tied.
All locked up, right? And this next drive is going to tell us everything we need to know about this game, because I want to see how they come out with the football. Are they going to be aggressive and attack downfield? You still got a 2-minute warning to come up? Or are they going to be conservative and try and hold on and maybe just get to overtime?
A 4th quarter score, meanwhile, from Kansas City. The Chiefs have opened up a 2-touchdown advantage. If they can hold on to that lead to the end, it would up their win total to 7. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Cousins. He's got the connection over the middle to Diggs. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. Now Cousins. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off at the 36. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. So how about that for a momentum switch?
We're in the 4th quarter, and it's a tie game. You've got to take care of the football here. Now their opportunity to take the lead right out the window, and everything is flipped in the other direction.
After the interception, here's Darnold. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Darnold dumps off to Powell. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. And now maybe they want some extra time to time out, as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. It's incomplete. The mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here? Or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it.
They snap it. They're going for it. Here's Darnold. He's going to launch this thing way down. And that's caught inside the 30. On 1st down, we're going to get a timeout instead, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds left to go. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds left to go.
Over! Gone!
Now Darnold. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Rashard Matthews the intended target, and it's 2nd down.
Well, they're slinging it.
No.
And then there's one you got to put a timer on, huh? I mean, that one came in hot.
That came in hot, but overthrown out of his reach and incomplete.
Green 39.
Now it's Darnold. That's caught right side by Anderson. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They've got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
He hasn't missed a kick all year. Why would he start now?
That's a great question, isn't it? Well, maybe because that was the most nerve-wracking kick he had to attempt all year, but he knocked it through just like it was an easy chip shot.
Now Abdullah, the return. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. And out now come the Vikings. So you're right there, but obviously the clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking 2 plays. One, to get yourself in position for the second one, whether you're able to get into field goal range or you have to try another deep pass, another Hail Mary. But you're trying to get the first one.
And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams. Well, we were on hand for a fun and entertaining game here, coming down really to that last play. Great job defensively to get the pick and seal it.
And we know that every play during a game matters. You're never sure which one's going to be one of the key ones. But at the end of the game, when you analyze it, 3, 4, 5 plays are going to be the ones you focus on. And that last play was one of them. The last shot had to take it, and they came up with the interception and sealed their victory.
So for the Jets, they move back over 5.